Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to break down exactly how I would scale my sales coaching business to 25K a month plus with Instagram or other social media platforms. The first thing I would do is definitely niche down. You don't want to be that guy who's teaching people how to be sleazy salesmen who are just cold calling people on repeat with like zero strategy and just like spamming away hoping for the best, right? And a perfect example of somebody who's absolutely crushing it right now in the sales niche is Shelby Saps. Obviously, you might know her. If you don't, it's okay. She's essentially basically taken high ticket remote sales and is teaching it specifically to girls. So she has a sales academy called She Sells, and essentially what she's done is now her ideal customer are women who are trying to make money with high ticket sales and live the Porsche Pilates lifestyle, which she talks about all the time in her videos. And her content strategy is just fantastic, and it's been working amazing for her because she found her target group, like her target demographic, and has just been hammering her way, speaking their language and speaking directly to them. I walked through this in my previous video, and I'll probably do a separate, more in-depth video on this, but the secret to finding your niche is to obviously take your main niche, which is like, you know, the industry that you're working in, and in this context, it would be a sales coach, and then finding another subgroup of people that you want to target specifically and help. So in Shelby Sapp's example, it would be girls. You could be teaching sales for people who are introverts. You could be specializing in remote sales, so people who take, you know, high ticket closing sales specifically like on Zoom, or sorry, I kind of jumped the gun there, but you know, high ticket closing, or you could even do product specific sales. So if you're an expert in selling software or like coaching programs or even shoes or cars, it doesn't really matter. You could even make this sub niche a product specific group that you want to target. So the key here is ultimately you want to be speaking directly to your ICP. Your ideal customer needs to be able to feel like you're almost talking directly to them when you're making these videos, and you want them thinking in their head, this is exactly what I need to hear because this is specific to me and my goals and what I'm trying to achieve. I'm going to keep hammering this point away, but you have to make these targeted videos because otherwise it's going to be too hard to stand out in all of the noise that is on social media these days. There's too many people yapping about all these different things. So if you want to stand out, speak directly to who you're trying to help. And here are some general hook templates that I like to use and that we tell our clients to use that will really captivate your ideal customer because you can kind of call them out directly in the hooks of your videos. So for example, it could be, I used to struggle with sales and now I'm crushing it because of this new program that I'm using, which is specialized for girls or specialized for introverts. If you're struggling with remote sales for your SaaS business, then you have to try this. You see how this is speaking directly to people who are trying to sell SaaS services, so it's more targeted to them, and they're more likely to sit through the entire video and actually become invested in you and your brand and eventually buy your paid product or service. I don't care what you have to do, but if you can get people thinking, holy shit, that's me, that is your primary goal. So print that out and stick that on your wall so that you're really thinking about who you're speaking to every single time you're making some form of content. The next thing I would do is to create lead magnets. Your ideal customer, probably at the end of the day, if you're teaching sales, is they want to close more deals and they want to get more commission and get more money. So you really want to just hone in on what their ultimate dream result is and then split that up into sub problems. So generally, most salespeople have to take a form of a discovery call. They have to definitely handle objections as part of the job. They have to learn how to close the deal, you know, transition to the close, how to deal with the close, how not to mess it up when they're in the process of closing. They have to definitely be consistent because being consistent is key in sales. You have to follow up with your prospects and do all that kind of stuff. And then framing. Framing is a little bit more niche, but you know, it is definitely something that you have to learn if you're doing any form of sales because you have to put yourself in the frame as the person who is the authority, who's kind of helping somebody walk through their decision making when they're trying to buy a product. So really think about what your ideal customer's dream result is, split that up into little sub problems, and you can create lead magnets specifically solving those problems that they're struggling with. And if you really come through on this, I guarantee you, you're going to get way more leads and sales for your business. I think this is probably the one tweet that I'm going to put up in every single video I make because it is so damn true and you have to be doing this. And Alex Hormozi said this, so I'm going to give him credit for it because I think it's definitely true. And you have to be working with this mindset when you're creating these lead magnets. The reason why you give your money to somebody is that you're expecting to get value from when you hand the money over and you get something in exchange. And the best way to make somebody feel confident that they're going to get that value after they buy is to provide them so much value before they buy. And so that's why lead magnets are so powerful, because if you really come through with a lead magnet, there's like basically no chance they're going to be at least remotely interested in trying to take the next step in your sales funnel if you set the funnel up correctly. So if you make your free stuff so good that people feel like it was leaked behind a paywall, they're going to be so invested and so curious to know how much more value you can offer them once they actually pay for your product. And if you're worried that by giving away too much or all of the sauce for free, you're not going to have anything to actually offer them later down the line when they purchase something, the one thing I will say to you is the number one reason why people buy info products or a form of a coaching service is not because of the information entirely. It's because they've invested in you and they believe that you are going to be able to take them across the entire journey that will solve their problem and get them to their dream result that they've been struggling with, which is the reason why they're consuming your lead magnet in the first place. So the info product, the value in the info product comes with the certainty that they're going to be able to achieve the goal, the idea that it's going to take them less time to get to that goal, and also that the chance of them succeeding when they work with you is a lot higher. If you were to have unlimited time and have all the tools needed, you could probably scrape all the information off the internet and learn the skills on your own, but that's not the reason why people buy these things. They buy it because of the person behind the brand. And that is exactly what I'm going to show you how to do with the next part of this video, which is the content strategy. Here's the exact content strategy I would use to help scale this business to 25K plus a month. And it starts with 30 videos a month. Yes, that is a lot. That is one post every single day, but content in this day and age in 2025 is absolutely the meta, and it is the way to go if you want to actually take your business to the next level, because attention is the number one currency these days, and that is why all of the biggest gurus that you see on the internet are all investing on their social media platforms. Even the people who are already rich, they're still putting a ton of money into this because they understand how powerful this currency that attention is. At the very top of funnel, you want to be making around 8-ish videos a month that are very broad and very easy for people to digest. So this is your chance to hop onto trends so that you get the chance of going viral and reaching more people than you would with more like in-depth content. You can do reaction videos and just react to somebody else giving sales tip and then kind of either agreeing with them or adding on to it, or just adding your own spin and your expertise to it. And then you can even do text-based things, which are like just B-roll footage of you and then kind of hyping up what you're doing and how it's been working for you. So an idea of what this could work when it's like a trend, I'm sure there's probably some trend right now where there's some form of involvement that is flexing deals closed and money being made. And this is your chance to appeal to people's desires, which is ultimately, they want to close more deals and they want to make more money. And if you're doing text-based things as well, you can have just like B-roll of you working and just doing your lifestyle. And then on the screen, there's text talking about how you've achieved it. But this has to be like really surface level, easy to consume stuff that anybody could watch. And then people who are a little bit more interested will actually click onto your profile. And that's where the next two types of content will play a role in actually helping them convert to followers and eventual customers. So at middle of funnel, you want to talk about like basic explanations, some frameworks that you use, what it is you do and how it's different to other things, and the basic skills that somebody needs to know in order to achieve the dream result that they're trying to get to. So the reactions here can be a little bit more in detail, where you actually take just the beginning portion of the video and you take it to the next level and explain further and further and kind of give a little bit more sauce in that explanation. At the very bottom of funnel content, I put 14 out of 30 videos. So this is basically half of the month's worth of content. And this is where you want to talk about very detailed things that somebody is struggling with and is very relevant to what they're trying to do. So if you're somebody who's working in SaaS, you want to be using terminology and for people to deal with, how to sign somebody on and reduce the churn rate, like the chance of them actually unsubscribing from the service once they've signed on. This is not really relatable to somebody who sells cars because you don't really have a subscription service for cars. Like, I mean, yeah, technically you have a lease and all that kind of stuff, but that's not really the job of the salesman. That's kind of the relationship between the end customer and the bank. So these kinds of videos need to be really in detail and pretty much only understandable by your ideal customer. A good benchmark that you can use is if the average person on the street that is not working in your industry can fully understand the video, that probably means it's not specific enough because you're not speaking in the terms that somebody in your industry would be using. Another great one is like live call highlights. So if you're somebody who takes sales calls like a remote high ticket closer, this is like perfect kind of content for you to take the opportunity to record the sales call and then just record your part of you answering the questions and handling objections, and then you can muffle the voice of the person if it's like like a privacy related thing. Obviously don't dox anybody, don't put their name in it, but you can show your specific objection handles of you selling the thing that you're teaching people how to sell. So the way somebody would deal with an objection handle in most cases is generally the same, like the same frameworks kind of work across multiple industries. But if you're learning from somebody who's selling SaaS and you're trying to sell SaaS, watching somebody close a SaaS deal and deal with objection handles from a live call would be way more applicable than somebody who's trying to sell, shoes at a market. It's not really the same thing. You have to remember that views and followers don't mean shit without paying clients. So if you go super viral and you only focus on that top of funnel content and you don't have an actual strategy or mechanism in place to convert these viewers and followers to paying clients, then you're just getting famous for nothing. You're gonna have a bunch of clout and a bunch of views, but zero added value to your business. If you view it like this, if you have 100,000 followers and they're all valued at $1 per follower on average, then you've only really made $100,000, right? But if you have 10,000 followers and these are actual ideal prospects that are willing to pay you and are paying you a high amount of money for your services and are valued at $50 per follower, you have 5 times that at $500,000. And the way that I would tie all of this in together is to be using a platform called ManyChat, where you can essentially set up these back-end automations which will help you capture the leads and deliver the lead magnets to them. And then it'll even do, if you set it up correctly, the automated lead nurturing process for you once you set it up once, and it can help people take them through your entire sales funnel so that you can be nurturing leads on complete autopilot without you having to be there to attend to every single one of them. Obviously, there's a limitation here. If you're trying to sell somebody on a $10,000 coaching program, like at some point, you're probably going to have to get somebody to get on a discovery call and to speak to them properly. But if you do this right, you can really nurture and filter out the best high quality leads so that you don't end up wasting time taking a bunch of calls with people who are not qualified for your program. The reason why this works so well is if you lead with value and create amazing lead magnets that actually help people with their problems and your nurturing sequences are set up properly, you can soft sell your final offer without even people feeling like you're trying to get money out of them, because you're just providing them so much value that naturally they're going to want to give you more money so they can get more value out of you. So whether your final service is a one-to-one coaching program or you sell like PDFs, this is probably the easiest place to start. You can sell PDFs with like frameworks for how you do different things. So it's almost like an ebook where you have a section on how to do discovery calls, a section on how to handle objections, and a section on how to set frame and all these kinds of things. This is a easy medium ticket offer that you can start selling for like $100 a piece or $25 a piece, and you can do this kind of at scale if you do it right. And the last thing is also school. School communities are an amazing place to do this. If you don't know what school is, it's basically a platform. It's kind of like, just imagine a giant classroom that people can join, almost like a Discord server, and they can consume your course content, and there's like a progress tracker, and then they'll even be added to a private community of people who are all trying to achieve the same goal. That way it can also alleviate some of the pressure from you to have to deal with all of the FAQs and all the questions and struggles that people are dealing with, because other people in the community are, let's say, somewhat qualified to help them with their problems. And the other added benefit of having a school community is you provide value to a niche group of people who are all paying you for what you're teaching, and so they are all subscribed to one, let's say, school of thought, which is the one that you're kind of teaching in your community. And these people can help each other by communicating with each other in the forums, which helps alleviate pressure from your side, because you don't have to be there to attend to every single problem that somebody's having. Obviously, this is not an excuse for you to set up a school community and just disappear and be like, oh yeah, well, the people who are paying me will do my job for me. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But creating a curated group of people that can help each other is a great way to also lower your churn rate in the school community, because not only will they be consuming your video course content, which alone should be valuable enough for them to keep paying if you're constantly updating it and doing like live group calls and that kind of stuff, but the added community of having access to a network of people who have also consumed your course and understand it and are able to, talk about it and work through problems together is another added benefit of having a school community. So if I'm going to be honest, the easiest things to set up are the one-to-one coaching and PDFs, because you can create a PDF at one time and it can be distributed relatively easily. And yeah, I'm going to say this, the truth is with ChatGPT, you can probably draft one up really quickly. Obviously, please don't just use ChatGPT to make some cookie cutter bullshit PDF, because people are going to be really angry and they're going to be refunding like crazy. But with ChatGPT, you can really help them create the outlines and to refine what you're teaching. And if you make the knowledge base strong enough, you can actually create a strong PDF that people will use and benefit from. And the other thing is one-to-one coaching. That's like, it's the easiest thing that you can do. You just set up an hourly rate of some sort, and you can make packages, and people can just pay you for your time, and you talk to them and walk them through their problems and teach them the things that you know and that they should know so that they can take their sales career to the next level. This video is quite brief because I kind of highlighted all the different parts of this, but if you're interested in taking your personal brand and your sales coaching business to the next level, I made a free 7-day course that you can sign up to with the first link in the description. So just hop on that link, give me your email, and I'll get you signed up straight away. And the 7-day course basically breaks down a day-by-day plan for you to set all these things up that I covered in this video so that you don't have any excuses to start making money today on social media. And by the end of the first week, you'll be getting done what most people take months, if not even like half a year to set up, because they're either procrastinating or they just don't know how to go about it. So this course just will help you on a day-by-day basis get through that and get your personal brand up and running in a week. And if you're interested in working with me directly, the second link in the description is to book a call with me where we'll get to know each other, see if we're a good fit. And if you are, I'll guarantee you your first 100 leads for your business completely risk-free if we do end up working together. And if we don't, after the first month of working together, I'll refund you all of your money back, no questions asked. So if that's interesting to you, use the second link in the description, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Let me know what you thought about the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and leave any comments of other videos, ideas that you want me to kind of touch on, whether it's like, how to build these automated sequences or how to nurture these leads, or, maybe I can go into more detail about the actual content strategies and how to come up with ideas and all that. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.